Hiya, I'm Amy. I'm a supervisor social worker and I work in the Family and Friends fostering team for Swansea. When I was really young, I always knew I wanted to work with children. I did think about teaching, and then as I got older, and I started working, so I started working in a nursery nurse. And then kind of fell out of love with it. Went into domiciliary care, kind of fell out of love with that. And then I ended up working in residential care with children. So it was always something with children, but I was never 100% sure on what I specifically wanted to do. You know, anytime anybody asked me, my answer would change, really. But yeah, it was always something to do with children. I just didn't pinpoint what it was until I was older. Well, mainly because I just felt like there was more needed. You know, so from the jobs I was doing, especially the domiciliary care and then obviously the residential, I never felt like as a carer you could do what was expected. You always had to stay within what was a 20-minute call, or like with the residential, you'd do a lot of the things but never follow it through because you weren't allowed. You couldn't. And I felt frustrated, and I felt like there was more that I wanted to do to help people. It was just something that I wanted to be able to start something and finish it and have the ability to see something through for the people we were working with. But for me, obviously I am a Swansea girl. You know, I've grown up in Swansea, so I went to Swansea Uni, so it kind of fitted in. But I think especially from my placements, it was that everything was offered to you, you know, opportunities, and you were included in things, and we'd have emails regarding training, or you would be pushed for things even though you were a student. And I liked how I felt included and was shown opportunities. And then when I was on my placement, I liked the way they worked. You know, I felt like we included the people we worked with, which spoke to me. You know, I feel like everybody should be included in their lives, so they should have a say. And I feel like the work that was being shown to me as a student, the work I do now, people are included. You know, and I just like that way of it, really, if I'm honest. Basically, we assess family members to care for the children, short-term, long-term, and assist with progression onto special guardianships, so the SGO side. I love my team. It's very inclusive, I know I can rely on all the people I work with. You know, they're very supportive, and we meet different people all the time. We support the carers, you know, we offer financial support, you know, well-being support. We're at the end of the phone, we do regular supervisions. And I do think the best part about it is that we are really trying to keep children within their families. But yeah, I think my team are great, if I'm honest. I am biased, but they are fantastic. Just how supportive they are, to be honest. We've grown, you know, there's not many people I've worked with, or many teams or many places I've worked, where we all just support each other. We include everybody and we do things together, and I don't feel like I can't approach anybody that I work with. You know, we're such a close team, whether it be the social workers, the support officers, up to the management. Everyone is for the team. And yeah, I just like how supportive they are, more than anything, because I've needed it. They've held my hand a lot since I've started, so yeah. So I started within the team in May. Like I did mention previously, it's when you're a student, you are included in training. You're able to access things. But it's since starting, I've done direct work training, which was 4 days, which was fantastic. You know, you do the mandatory kind of training, but I think I was shocked at how much training you were actually offered. Whether it be on training days out of county, you know, there's been opportunities to go to Cardiff or seminars and just broaden your knowledge. I've done quite a few training opportunities, but there's also speakers and training that come into your teams. You know, you speak within your team, so you train with the people you work with, you learn off one another. And fortunately, or unfortunately, I was the new kind of team when Wickus was involved. So that was a learning curve. But I think I've been shocked at how much training you can actually do. You know, you hear of things and you think, oh yeah, you will progress you. And you think, oh yeah, okay. And then when you start, you get the weekly emails, you get a lot of things, you're able to sign up to a lot. And it's training I never thought I'd need, or, you know, whether it be a religious group or anything that you can think of, ideally. There is training out there for it, to be fair, and you are promoted to do it. You know, I was told at the start, I thought I'd prioritise meetings and seeing to the carers over the training. And I was told, no, if you have training, go for it. And I feel like I've managed to prioritise training if I need it, because that's what's long-term benefiting me, is the training I'm having. And I feel like I wouldn't be as confident as I am now if I hadn't have had so many training opportunities since I started, really. So I have a dog, so I walk my dog a lot. I have 5 nephews and a niece. So I am Auntie Amy that everybody comes to sleepovers and McDonald's and Spoilt, and I spend a lot of time with the kids. I enjoy rugby, so I go most Saturdays to watch a local club. And obviously now it's internationals and the games, I went up to Cardiff. So, but I'm also happy in my pyjamas, kind of relaxing. And I think that's something that I've learned, especially through work, is that it's all right to have a weekend where you don't really do anything. And that's kind of my favourite weekend, to be honest. But I am always busy, and it tends to be family or the dog or a bit of rugby, if I'm honest. That's about it. If you have the passion for it, run with it. I feel like it needs to be ready, and you need to have that passion, but it needs to be right for you. You know, there was times in uni where you doubt it because you're stressed and you're worrying about work or finances, but it's so rewarding. You know, I feel like I'm at the point in my life when I'm ready now. Maybe I wouldn't have been years ago. But I just feel like there are so many changes that can happen. There's so much good in the world, that let's kind of keep doing it. You know, I just think there's so many bad views on social work. And if you are passionate enough and you do think this is the career for me, then go for it. You know, you will do well, you know, because I've been really supported, and I didn't think I'd be quite as comfortable and confident as I am when I started. But it is because I know I'm in the career I love, and I'm in the team that I love. So yeah, I'd say for anyone even thinking about it, if you genuinely have the passion and you really want it, go for it. Thank you for listening. If you do find a post that interests you, my advice would be go for it. Check out the job description and see what you can do.